Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I first want to start off by thanking all you guys that have subscribed to the channel, and especially you guys that have left your comments, and even one of you guys are giving me information about the beast that I'm sure that I'm going to use. So thank you for that. Today we're going to be talking about the Wendy Williams show that aired June 16, 2021. And I guess she has it's called a hot topic segment of her show where she featured Danielle Staub. And the show was primarily about Danielle Staub accusing Bravo of hiring and promoting criminals, meaning Teresa Giudice and this other girl, an ex-stripper named Ginger, who's got some old man she married, and I don't even want to get into her because I know nothing about that woman at all. And but I do know all about Teresa and her case. So now, Wendy Williams. Wow. You really disappointed me. How dare you, Wendy Williams, put up her mugshot that, by the way, was gotten by me. I was the one that published it first, okay? So how dare you, Wendy Williams, do a show and say that in 1986, Danielle Staub, then Beverly Ann Merrill, was arrested by the FBI, and your sidekick Norman there goes, he sort of got the story wrong. Drug dealers don't give other drug dealers that they sell to money. They give them product, which in this case was cocaine. So you got that wrong. And then you go on to say, you lightly described her role in this kidnapping. Shame on you, Wendy Williams. I really enjoyed your show. And I thought you was always spot on, but this time you dropped the ball. Where's the part where Danielle Staub took a loaded 9mm Beretta and rammed it down the victim, Carmine Santinella, who I interviewed, who I was going to depose, down his throat, while she had Carmine Santinalla's father on the other line, threatening that if he doesn't wire $25,000 by way of Western Union. What a dumbass. Really? You're going to have the guy wire the ransom money through you? Well, anyway, she's got the gun. She's got him on the ground, gun in mouth. With the other hand, Mr. Santinella, the father, saying that if you don't send that money, I'm going to blow your son's brains out. This was a 22-year-old guy we're talking about. And she puts the phone to his mouth and expects Carmine Santinella to tell his father, please send the money. You can't do that. I don't know how many of you guys out there had a loaded Beretta 9mm down your mouth and try to talk at the same time. Kind of tough. But anyway, Carmine Santinella Sr., who lived in Utica, New York at the time, he got the message and he went straight to the FBI. So shame on you, Wendy Williams. Why didn't you tell the whole story? And of course, I'm being kind of facetious. I do love your show. In fact, I tried to contact your show, but you don't have a direct line. And I would love to be on your show to tell the true story about what that beast did. Okay, so now, within minutes after Wendy Williams posted Danielle Staub, Beverly Ann Merrill, the beast's mugshot, Danielle Staub went on a rant on a podcast, some kind of podcast. I'm not too up on the technology of today. But she goes on a rant. She's threatening Wendy Williams. She's basically calling her out and saying, how dare you put that mugshot up? When I was talking to the person who told me about the show being up, and she had it on the TV, I guess, her two daughters were there, 23 and 27, her children. I guess they're their children, but they're adults. They've seen that before. And how do I know? They've seen the mugshot before because I published it in this book. We should go over here. In this book, back in 1986. There it is. Published all the other criminals. Hell, I even put my mugshot in there from 1975. Right there. In this book, Cop Without a Badge. So, she's claiming that by Wendy Williams putting that photograph out, my book was published in February 1996, republished in 2010, I think it was. All the pictures are still in there. She's saying how much that damaged her children. She was the one that decided, Danielle Staub was the one that decided to be a public figure, not Wendy Williams, not me, not you, not anybody. She decided to do that. And when she did that and decided to lie about her past, that was the point where I believe she sold her soul to Satan. She wasn't interested in being a mom. She knew that that was coming out. In fact, my book is what launched the Real Housewives of New Jersey TV show. It was the book that caused the table flipping scene. It was the book that put that television show on the map. So we all know how important my book was to Danielle Staub's career. It launched it. The controversy surrounding her crime launched it. Now let's go back to, well, we're in June 16, 2021. The Wendy Williams show came out, and now Danielle Staub is on a podcast. And now she's ranting about how dare Wendy Williams, when Wendy Williams put up that mugshot, she heard her children. Now, both are 23 and 27. Oh, now imagine a 23-year-old and a 27-year-old. They've already seen this. They grew up with that mugshot. They grew up with it. Now she wants everybody to believe, oh, poor me. When Wendy Williams did that, she hurt my children. She went after my children. BS. BS, Staub. BS, you beast. She did no such thing. The day that you decided to kidnap another human being, put a loaded handgun, threaten his mouth, threaten his parents, and when that day you gave up your privacy. Because when everyone gets convicted of a felony like you did, convicted felon, violent convicted felon, there once was a time when kidnapping someone was a capital offense. And for all those that don't know what a capital offense is, it's an offense punishable by the death penalty. That's what she did. And then how dare she tell Bravo, look at the criminals. Let's take a look now. I'm probably going all over the place. Let's take a look at when Danielle Staub is complaining to Bravo that they're hiring criminals. And talk about Teresa Giudice, which I met. Lovely lady. I met her. In fact, I took her husband, Jacqueline, Carolyn Manzo's son. I took them all out to dinner. in an Italian restaurant in New York City. I think it was 2009, because I wanted to depose them all. Carolyn and Jacqueline were scared. They were kind of nervous. They didn't want a part of it, so I let them off. I let them go. So I know about Teresa Giudice and her beautiful 4 daughters. Keep that in mind, people. Beautiful 4 daughters. And what this poor woman went through. So Danielle Staub goes on to rant that Teresa Giudice got indicted for 42 counts. 42 counts. She doesn't say she got arrested like she does. Oh, I just got arrested. She never, Danielle Staub, as far as I'm aware of, has never, ever, ever once admitted that the crime that she did and her part in it, never spoke about it. Just covers it up with arrest. And I was 8 years old when I got raped. What about that? Trying to deflect. Only an idiot would not see through that. Let's take what Teresa Giudice and compare Teresa Giudice's arrest, conviction, and subsequent going to jail for a year. Let's take that and compare that to what Danielle Staub did. Teresa Giudice. Now, I am in the law enforcement industry for 30 years. I know all about it. I'll even pat myself on the back and call me an expert. After 30 years, if I didn't learn a thing or two, then I must be a real idiot. Let's compare Teresa Giudice's arrest and what she was charged with. In the law enforcement industry, what she did was the lowest of crime possible. It's called a white-collar crime. She lied to the IRS. Now, let's be honest, people out there. How many people didn't tell the truth when they filled out their income tax? Be honest. I'm not trying to downplay what she did, but be honest. She was also charged with bankruptcy, fraud, and a couple of other things. Not only are they all non-violent crimes, they were all crimes against a bank, bankruptcy, fraud, a bank. Do we really give a shit about the bank? I don't know. I don't. Do we really give a shit about the IRS? I know I don't. But nonetheless, she did what she did. And so that's what was convicted for, pled guilty. She didn't rat out 3 drug dealers like the other one, Staub, did, and agree that if her 2 other co-defendants went to trial, that she would testify against them. But of course, then they copped out once they knew that. I had Danny Aguilar, the drug dealer that she put away, in my house for 2 weeks. I deposed him, and I spoke to Carmen Santanella. But I'm getting off the track here. So I did that. And it's very hot out here, and it's very bright. So when I talk to my viewers, I want you to see my eyes. I want you to see if judge me by whether or not I'm telling the truth. But it's very bright out here in Southern California, so I have to put my glasses on. All right. So that's what Teresa Giudice did. Danielle Staub didn't say, oh, well, she got arrested and leave it at that. She went and said 42 counts she was indicted for. Wow. What did you get indicted for, Danielle Staub? And unlike Danielle Staub, Teresa Giudice went to jail. She didn't snitch on anybody. She went straight to jail, took it like a woman, paid her debt to society. End of story. Now let's talk about Teresa. And I want you to know, Teresa, I prayed for you and your family when Joe went away and he got deported. I don't think that was right, but what happened happened. I do know that you have twice as many daughters as Danielle Staub has. Now Danielle Staub, the beast, when you said 42 times and you brought that up, her children are younger than yours, I believe, and she has 4 beautiful daughters. How do you think that made them feel? How do you think that made them feel? You didn't give a shit about them when you said that. Did you? Did you? When I call somebody the beast, It's for good reasons. Nobody knows that creature better than me. So, and then the other girl, so now what she's saying is, Bravo, she wants Bravo to take Teresa off because Teresa finally had it with her. Teresa was her only ally on the show until it got to be too much for her, and she went like that. And then Danielle Staub got fired. You got fired. If I'm telling a lie, sue me. I dare you. I dare you to sue me. Because once you do, I'll have subpoena power, and the first one I'll subpoena is Andy Cohen. And the first question I'll ask him is, did you fire her or did she quit? And I'll guarantee you, Staub, he's not going to lie for you. So anyway, as you see, I'm kind of pumped up. I don't like it when people lie and use their children as a shield. Danielle Staub either uses her children as a shield, hides behind them like the true coward that she is, or she is the lowest of lowest. She is the lowest of lowest. There is nobody lower than her. So she goes in great detail what Teresa did. And again, it's a white-collar crime. Again, what Danielle Staub did in some states, in some years, was a capital offense punishable by the death penalty. Teresa Giudice did and puts a gun down somebody's throat and threatened to kill him. Can you imagine getting that phone call? She wants you to believe that her 23 and 27-year-old child or children, well, Carmine Santinella, at the time she rammed the gun down his throat, was only 22 years old. Let's look at the newspapers. Let's look at it. Was only 22 years old. He was Carmine Santinella Sr.'s child and the mother. Imagine those two people while that was being carried on the phone. And then, and I'm going to make this, because this is really taking a lot out of me. And then what about my daughter? What about my stepdaughter? When she falsely accused me of raping her on a bed of broken glass, taking my service weapon and sexually molesting her, and then hanging her dog to death. My 9-year-old stepdaughter had to go to school the very next day after I was on TV and all the Entertainment Tonight, TMZ, all the news shows were doing. She had to go to school and face her classmates when I was the one that drove her there. How about that, Danielle Staub? What pity do you have for that little girl? She was 9 years old. None. You don't care about anybody but yourself. You're an animal. You are an animal. Now let's talk about rape. I want all you women to think about rape. And I want all you women that were really raped. Think about that experience. Then I want all you women to think about your father, your brother, your son, your nephew, and loved ones that are male. I want you to think about what it would be like for those people to be falsely accused of a vicious rape that was 100% innocent. Because that's what she did to me. That's what she did to my wife. That's what she did to my mother and father-in-law when I had to try to convince them that no part of that story was true. The 30 women clients that I had to get on the phone, the damage. And the only way that I got out of it was because I took a polygraph and I passed with flying colors. And I offered her to do the same thing. And I said to her that if you do take a polygraph and you pass, I will dismiss my $5 million lawsuit and walk away a rapist and dismiss the case. And of course, she didn't do it. And then I felt vindicated because people started to say, wait a minute, put the brakes on here. And for all you people that are are her fans, listen to what she just did. When Wendy Williams described what she did in 1986, remember that year? Danielle Staub, in her rant the same day, said that Williams got it wrong, got the year wrong. I was just a child. And 10 years prior, I was being raped by my father. Well, none of that adds up, because she got arrested June 24th, 1986. Her birthday is July 29th, 1962. People out there, do the math. She was 23 years and 11 months old when she got arrested. Do the math. Just 11 days earlier, 11 days from the time of this shooting, I called her out on that lie. And she got on the podcast and told all her friends. She reiterated it again. Here's the newspaper clippings right here. We're going to put it up again. FBI rescues man held for ransom. 24 June 1986. It's in the papers. It's in everything. Makes me sick to my stomach that she lies to a bunch of good people that are her friends. All you people, just look at the evidence. And then let's talk about rape a little bit more. Joe Gorder. Joe Gorder is Teresa Giudice's brother. He's a little Italian guy. I like the guy. I think he's funny. I think his wife is beautiful. And I know his 3 children are beautiful. Now, this is coming from a man that was accused of rape for almost a whole year before I was able to prove my innocence. A whole year of going to the supermarket and having people recognize me and whisper to their friends and pull their children away from me. So I know what it's like to be accused of being a rapist. At the end of her podcast, she said that this man, Joe, Teresa's brother, Melissa's husband, of these 3 beautiful children that she has, let's look at the facts here. This man is a family man, hardworking family man. She said that she heard, or through the grapevine, or through some news thing, that he was once accused of rape, never got charged, never got a chance to have a jury trial to determine whether or not he was guilty or not. That never happened. Nobody was charged. And then she goes on to say that his dad had to sell his house to pay off some girl that accused him of rape. Well, that's suspicious right there to me. If he really raped someone, then what you got to do, all you rape victims out there, if somebody rapes you, your duty to everybody in society is to go to the police and have that animal arrested. That's what you do. You don't stick your hand out and say, pay me, and I'll settle this out of court. You don't do that. And that's what she accused him of. And now his 3 kids have to deal with what she just did again. It was only 11 days ago that I pulled her cover about the 1986 when she got arrested and how old she was. And here she is spewing that lie to all her fans. I just pulled her cover. It didn't happen. She was born in 1962 and she was arrested in 1986. All the newspapers, everything says that. She was 23 years, 11 months old. That's not a child. I'm going to have to end the vlog now because you know what? I gave myself a headache. Gave myself a headache. But I'm going to tell you what, I don't care about the headaches. That's why they make aspirins. Just going to go and get myself a couple of Tylenols. And I'm going to be relentless. To you, Danielle Staub. You know, and another thing I want to get at, and it's awful funny that minutes after that show aired, the Wendy Williams show that put her photo, her mugshot up there, she was ready to do. Well, you know what? It's been a couple of months now, and over 10,000 of my viewers viewed everything that I said about her, and she didn't mention me not once. What's the matter, beast? You afraid of me? If one word that I'm saying is a lie, then sue me. Sue me, because I got my team of lawyers ready, cocked, locked, and ready to go. I'm no joke. I have the money to finance a defense. And I hope to God that you sue me. I dare you, beast, sue me. So now my headache is even worse than it was a few seconds ago. I got to go. God bless you all. And all her fans, don't be mad at me. You can never be hurt by the truth, only by lies. And the day that Danielle Staub admits her lies, I will be the first one in line to forgive her. I will be the first one in line. God bless you all. Peace out.